Right. Hi guys, just been to Pets at Home and bought this concept aquarium 27 litre, and I've noticed online there is some confusion about how to set it up. Luckily this is my second one of these I've had as I'm upgrading it, and the filter system is exactly the same. So there's the box for everybody, just so we know what we got. Your light, fish tank, filter, all in the back there. Right, let's get rid of that. Right, to make it easier, I'm going to read straight from the instructions and show you what I'm doing as I read from it. So, already been unpackaged, out of the bag, feet have come off, light, pump, all come out. I've got my gravel ready, also I've got my tap safe, which is good for first timers. You can either get that stuff or Quick Start, same brand, Intrapet, and you'll have your tank up and ready within 3 days instead of 5 to 7. So that's all good. Right, now it's safeguarding, filtration pumps. Right, this is where everyone gets confused. They all rush and take it all out straight away. So at the moment, my filter box is on my right hand side, and if you put your hand in to the back one, you've got one black sponge, plastic bag with ceramic coils in it, and right at the bottom a second black sponge. So you lay them in the order there so you know where they are, and then you get your blue sponge, your black carbon media, which is very good at carbonating water and removing silt, and a second blue sponge. Now most people would normally get confused about which one of these to use. Actually, it makes no difference. If you have a look, filter sponges colours make no difference whatsoever. It's all about the texture of coarseness. And if you have a look, they've both got exactly the same coarse. So if you want to stick black sponges with black, do that. But if not, it already comes pre-set up. So consider where you're going to place it. At the moment, mine's in the kitchen until I get my other one cleaned, as I'm upgrading to a bigger tank at the moment. Flat surface, filter medium pump come pre-assembled, already covered that. What's the substrate, which is this stuff. Now I've also read online that some people have been putting this straight in as it comes. Now this is a waterproof bag, it's not going to do a lot in its bag, but it does. You get a few little bits coming out, which is, ooh, this is the little bit like a black soot. Don't worry about that, because that will get washed through. So you take this, you run it through water, although I highly recommend just doing it in a tub, because running through water you can remove too much stuff that you need on it. Same again with the ceramic coils, ceramic bricks. Once again, a little bit crumbly in the bottom. Ugh. Once again, it's all white powder. Nothing to be worried about. Obviously, it's ceramics. It will come off a bit powdery. Now, this ceramic one, you change every 12 to 24 weeks. And your carbon, you change every 4 weeks. There's different ways of getting the carbon. You can have it like this, that look like little charcoal sticks in a net bag, or you can actually get charcoal lumps. Some tanks do like to specify only use their brand, but it's not necessary. You can use anything as long as the sponges stop it from floating around freely in your tank. So we're just going to give these a quick rinse through in their buckets. Doesn't take too long, just a few minutes, just to get all the main stuff off the edge, make sure the water runs roughly clear. Try not to pierce your net bag too much. If you do, don't worry. Right, they are all done. Let's leave them there for a second. Right, your sponges. Now I'm going to stick to the way it was, because that's how I've been told how to do it. So, one bit here, 2, 3, 4 compartments. So my blue sponge, the one closest to me, right the way down to the bottom. Try not to compact it too much, Same again with the black next to it. Compact it too much, the water won't flow through easily enough. You can, if you want, leave it a centimetre or so from the bottom if you like to have the water come up through nicely. But I don't like having fish poo swimming around, so I put it right down to the bottom. And I have my bags. So, do my ceramics first on top of my black bag. Give it a bit of a wiggle so it's straight. It is a rectangle bag, so it matches the size. Give it a bit of a wiggle. Same again with the charcoal. Straight down. Bit of a wiggle, bit of a pinch. Rearranging it. And then, if you've noticed, I'm not sure how well you can see, the sponges have a slight curve on them. They both have a curve. And so one goes that way, one goes that way, and you basically wedge it in together. This way, water fills up from here and here on the bottom. And same again on the top, comes through, and also easy to remove them. Easy as pie. Right, that one you push down, not too much, but once again enough to hold it all in place. Don't worry about the partition in the middle, meeting that. Because it kind of comes through both filters at the same time. So you push that down, just make it slightly level with your partition, and that is all done. Right, turn it back round. Next, your little funky pump, which from what I've heard can be very noisy. I haven't had one yet, so let's find out. We've done the substrate, we've added the rocks and aquarium. We have not done that yet, but that's not necessary. Although if you do, I'm using a bag of gravel, instructions on the back as per usual, little slit, run some water through it, and just keep it going until it runs until it runs clear. That's just once again to get off all the excess bits of dust, if you don't want dust running around your filter for too long. I've got 2 kilograms here, purely because normally for this size tank you get 2 bags, 4 kilograms, but you have to take into consideration the filter cuts off at least 3 litres worth. So, what have I got? I've got about 25 centimetres at the bottom there in depth. This is more than enough to do that, so I put all that in the bottom, bit of a jiggle round, and off Bob's your uncle. Right, onto your pump. Very, very, very simple, although it's very pain in the ass. You've got your dial, goes up and down, how much you want it, how much oxygen you want pumped in. If you have, I don't know what to call them, treasure chest from Finding Nemo, for example, that blows bubbles, you can attach a tube from your outlet into the toy on the bottom and it blows the bubbles, and you increase that and you get more bubbles, less bubbles, you understand, yes. Right, cable that direction, well, it's back to front for you, so cable to your right, firm hold on the dark grey, bit of a jiggle, bit of a pull, and it should come straight off. You have the magnetic propeller, which can be a bugger to get out. I was always told to use a fork because they're a bit slimy and they bounce back in. So you pull that out. This is usually covered in algae and God knows what. You get a little bristle brush in there, which you can get from every aquarium place, fish place. Once again, run this through, give it a good brush, get off all the sliminess, make sure it's feeling brand new again. Pop it back in, Bob's your uncle. And then you slide. Oh, doesn't want to slide. There we go. Slide, 2 clicks on. Suckers can be a pain in the ass. You can get replacements for 30 odd p if that on eBay. Although they do come from China, but they're perfectly fine. I've used them before. So this, you stick that down the back. Hang on. Down the back, into your housing, drop it through, give it a good suction push to the back, and you'll notice a little hole. Now, this is where the tricky bit comes in, because I've done this back to front. Stick your pump in, stick that in the back on your filter, connect it up, suction to the wall, all done. And like I said, you can add tubes, filters, extra things you want to add to fish toys to keep your little fishies happy. And last but not least, the LED light. Pretty simple once we've done the filters. First things first, you check power supply, light, make sure everything works. So it just plugs in the bottom there. Give it a quick plug in. Takes a few seconds. There we go, works perfectly fine. The good thing about this one, it's external. So you're not going to get the usual condensation that you normally get from your inside lights. Relatively hard wearing. So you plug it in, writing on the outside, clip on the inside, good push in, and that will clip onto the back. I say that and it's not working. Oh. There we go. Right, done that one. Last but not least, this little funky bag of white clear plastic bits. This is for your lid. You put the two T-L sections on the front. Make sure they're stuck on properly. I tend to use a little bit of blue tack or sellotape. Then get your lid. Corners at the back, because you need the access to your wires to come through the back, and it rests neatly on top of the filter. And then these clips, you add the little flick, should be on top of the glass lid. This holds the glass lid down. No, it doesn't. Ignore that, it goes on first. Slide it to the back, and it holds the glass lid up, not down. You can get stoppers to put on to stop kids from removing the glass. You can get them, which I do have, that look exactly the same but are made out of rubber. So there you go, easy as pie. Once again, pay attention to how you take it out of the box, because it does, the filters and the sponges and the ceramics all come as they should be put in, unless you have a reconditioned tank and somebody's already taken it apart and mixed it all up. But once again, black, ceramic, black, blue, charcoal, blue, and doesn't matter on anything else on what sponges, because they're both the same coarseness. If you want anything better in removing slate, substrate, things like that, you can invest in wool filter sponge. It just looks like compressed wool. That's really good at removing out the tiny particles that go straight through the sponge and straight back into the water. You use that and a combination of other sponges. You can ask at the pet stores about it, and you can reduce the amount of nitrates and ammonias going through really easily. Right, so hopefully that's cleared it up, and have a good night. Thank you.